So, episode 4, 2D Sportsbar, joined by my fellow Dylan.
Welcome, viewers.
Episode 4, we're going to start straight away in the Premier League, and we'll go over our predictions from last episode. Don't know if you remember these deals or what you picked, but I will enlighten the results and who won.
Yeah, let's do that at the end. 'Cause, I don't think I did too well, to be honest. But
I don't know. So, the first game was Luton West Ham.
yeah,
I picked an audacious Luton to get the win at home, first home game. I think you sold it to me last time when you were saying about their first home game of the season.
yeah.
So I picked Luton and you picked draw, and it was a West Ham win. So no points there from us.
Very hopeful, very
Luton
optimistic.
hopeful.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday games, Sheffield United Everton was 2-2. I don't remember if you remember what you picked.
I don't remember.
So you picked a Sheffield win, and I actually picked a draw. So I'm not sure if you remember the game. He saved an incredible double save where it was a corner. McBurney, I think it was, heads into on goal. He dives across, gets the ball, hits the crossbar, comes back down to someone, and I think he flicks it towards goal and it hits Pickford's head. And he saves it again, gets the ball into his arms. I think he does a wink to the crowd or something as well.
Wow.
Just to get that draw for me on these results.
yeah, that's why he did it. He saw our prediction and he saw your prediction and was like, yeah, I'm definitely getting you that win.
Yeah, so thank you, Pickford, for that one. So that was 2-2. And it was 2-2 again for Brentford-Bournemouth. We both
2-2.
Yeah, we both predicted a Brentford win. And I'm surprised they didn't win it. Maybe Tony coming into play where they don't have him.
Exactly what I was thinking. It's missing that person who'll get you the important goals. Just get you over the line.
Yeah, because obviously they've got. I don't know if Wisa played up front. They had a new guy play. He scored, but yeah, maybe they're just missing that threat of Tony. Because maybe the defenders are like, oh well. Usually when Tony's playing, they know he's the focal point, so they know they're going to mark him, give him attention. Maybe the other players got a bit more space.
Yeah,
but it wasn't this. Obviously not happening at the moment.
Yeah, it's not happening for them, is it? Was it a draw last week as well?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I
Draw
think so.
Last week as well. So.
And then the next game at 3:00 was Burnley Spurs. Spurs winning 5-2. Looking good.
Yeah, Spurs looking dangerous, to be fair. Looking really good. So Son hat-trick. I mean, it was only a matter of time before he started scoring goals, to be honest.
Son firing.
Quality player.
Maddison as well, scoring.
Yeah, Maddison again.
I think the fans are loving it as well, the Tottenham fans. I think they were singing, "We've got our Spurs back," or "We've got our Tottenham back."
It's funny that as well, because you see like Brentford losing their main striker, sort of struggling to score, but then Tottenham seem to have a new sense of freedom without Harry Kane and scoring freely at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's weird how it helps teams and doesn't others.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got Basuma as well. He's playing well now. They signed him last summer, wasn't it? He didn't really hit the ground running for them probably the way they hoped, but seems to be started well this campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, they've signed on deadline day the Forest striker Brendan Johnson.
Did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's another player they've got to bolster their attacking options.
Yeah, that is. To be fair, I wouldn't have seen that coming, to be honest.
No.
Nah.
I thought maybe he could have stayed at Forest for another season, get some game time in the Prem and stuff like that. Obviously, Spurs are seeing a good player, and maybe Daniel Levy's seeing a bit of a profit there.
Yeah.
I don't know. He loves it.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking as well. He's probably thinking, I'll get for cheap. He'll play hopefully get a few good games for us, rack his price up, and then sell him.
Yeah. We predicted a Spurs win, so
Oh yeah, so
both got that one right.
yeah.
So I think I'm winning 2-1 at the moment.
Yeah, 2-1.
Going to Chelsea Forest. Forest 1-0 win. A 1-year record comes to an end. 8 games goal scoring consecutively.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately, it comes to an end for him. Apparently, he had a good chance at the end as well.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Or in the first half. I can't
Got
remember.
an assist though, which is, I suppose,
Yeah.
not really a goal, but it's still goal involvements are still pretty much won every game now.
Yeah. Elanga gets the goal, I think it was.
Yeah,
And
it was.
I think it was a tidy finish as well.
You must love seeing that, to be fair.
What, Elanga leaving United and scoring well?
No, Chelsea losing.
I can't really speak, but I don't know. 1 billion spent on the Bowley era, and they're still struggling to.
Yeah, it's crazy. All these young players on like, what was it, 6 to 8 year contracts. So it's not. You probably would expect it, to be fair, being a fairly inexperienced side at the moment, but I guess only time will tell if that strategy will pay off in the future.
Yeah, do you think they're having a sort of situation like Forest did last year, where they had so many players coming in, and Steve Cooper had to sort of like think of his best team? I know that probably the quality is probably a bit different, or the age is different because they're youngsters at Chelsea. But where Steve Cooper had all these players coming in, had to try and make a team out of them. Took him about 6 months, I'd say. Oh well, not 6 months, maybe like 3 months to know his team, and get a structure in place. Do you think that's what Pochettino's got on his hands now at Chelsea?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just, like you said, just finding the right balance, the right tactics that fits like your best 11. There will probably be a lot of tinkering with the front line, the back line, maybe like chopping and changing a bit just to see what your best setup is against what like other teams. But I think it'll take a while before Chelsea start finding some rhythm.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if you saw that Nicholas Jackson miss.
Was it a last ditch by a volley? Last ditch block?
Yeah, there was one there, and then right at the end he missed a ridiculous, like, I think it was like 5 yards out. He was like rash onto it, hit it over the bar. Yeah, so
Wow.
Saicedo played as well. Played 77 minutes.
Who did, sorry?
Saicedo.
Oh, yeah.
Record signing.
Yeah.
I just amazes me as well. They got Robert Sanchez in goal. Essentially a Brighton reject, in a way. Or someone that Brighton have thought, well, we're going to go for someone else. I know he's played in the Prem and stuff, but I don't know, I'm surprised Chelsea have bought him and said, yeah, this is our number one keeper for the season.
Yeah, I'm a bit puzzled at that as well, to be honest, because you're thinking, well, I'm looking at this Chelsea team, and like before, you would have like a few world-class players in each sort of area of the pitch, like forward, midfielder, defender, goalkeeper. Now there are only two, I would say, probably Thiago Silva and Sterling. The rest, Chilwell, I guess he would be up there as well, but the rest are just like sort of that young, unproven sort of thing. They got potential, but they got that unproven in their positions, and they play like they haven't really had much experience in the Prem or on the big stage.
No, I agree with you.
Weird seeing that from Chelsea, this team.
It's like a different type of, I don't know, it's just a different Chelsea altogether from the Abramovich era.
Yeah.
Like buying all these youngsters.
So almost like different philosophy from Chelsea, going from buying experienced big name players to buying unproven youngsters and having a more of a long-term project.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Forest won that 1-0. I predicted Forest win. I think 4-1. Yeah. You put a draw, so you was hopeful for Forest as well.
Oh yeah, I was hopeful for Forest.
So I'm currently in the lead 3-1.
Smashing me on these predictions.
Well, I would hold on a sec because some games coming up. Man City Fulham. We both put a Man City win.
Yeah.
And Man City won 5-1.
So what's new? The sky's blue. City win. Haaland gets a hat trick.
Haaland gets a hat trick. Yeah.
Boring news.
Did you see the second goal of Ake and the not offside goal? So I think it was Akanji is standing essentially in front of the keeper, and he's offside position from a corner.
Yeah.
Ake heads it, and he sort of flicks a foot at it or tries to get out of the way. And they've said it's fine and given the goal, and like everyone's saying it should have been offside. Kanji offside.
That does sound like offside. That's interfering with play.
Yeah, so
it's a bit of
poor
a weird
decision.
One, that. Yeah, it's what we were talking about last week. I bet other teams. I'm thinking if that was a Fulham's attack, Fulham player that's probably given offside, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's like I don't know
Like
because it's a team. Yeah,
the bigger teams tend to get the bias from the refs.
because it's like the Wolves game against United in a way, where it was a penalty and they didn't give it.
Yeah.
I know it was 5-1, so would it have made a difference? Probably not, but Fulham would have gone in at half time at 1-1.
Yeah.
So they've got a bit of confidence for the second half, but they've just been essentially robbed of a second half draw going in as a draw.
Yeah, it's like a different team talk at half time when you go in from 1-0 to 2-1.
Yeah, Fulham seem to be getting shafted, I think, with these decisions this season. Like nothing in their favour so far, I don't think.
No, it seems that way, isn't it? It's unfortunate. It's like it's sort of an unwritten rule that it's a rule for the bigger teams and to get the decision towards them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's strange. Like with what was it that and the offside rule in general with people being in an offside position but sort of interfering and not interfering, it could be seen as either or. Like the decision sort of just goes on whatever the ref's feeling that day.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
it's given, sometimes it isn't. It's like not black and white.
Yeah, spot on.
Just weird. I don't understand why that hasn't been cleared up. So if you are standing in offside position, the ball goes near you, it should just be called offside, or it shouldn't. Like it should be black and white. That regardless of if you're trying to run out the way or you stick your foot out and stuff like that, if you're near the goalkeeper or like in the line where the ball is travelling, then it should be offside.
Yeah, I think if you move in a way where you're changing the game or players changing momentum in a way of where they're going, then yeah, it's offside. When there's like a player who's like literally just stand there, puts their hands up, that old like, yeah, I'm not touching the ball or nothing like that. Maybe that's fine, as long as it's nothing. Like you're not changing the opponent's positions or momentum in movement.
Yeah. It's like if you have intent, if you like dummy the ball or put your foot towards the ball then pull it back, then that should be given as offside because the keeper doesn't know. The keeper's unsure on whether you're going to hit the ball or not, so it could put doubt in his mind. So because you're like standing in offside position, trying to interfere with play, even by faking it.
No, definitely. But I think probably Man City would have probably got the win in the end, but it's not the real case, I guess, for that one. But yeah, it wouldn't have probably changed much.
It's 4-1 instead of
the biggest surprise, though, I don't know if you heard, Marco Silva did not get a book in this game.
Oh, he didn't?
No. So he's finally not got a booking for a game. Surprisingly, after that.
2 streaks broken this week. Awonye's goal record and Marco Silva's booking record.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the late game was a Brighton win against Newcastle 3-1. I was actually pretty surprised in a way that Brighton essentially just dominated Newcastle.
That's crazy, isn't it? Like, I was for sure thinking, sign of a top team, you lose, you take a hard loss against Liverpool where you should have won the game, coming back and you should look to just get a big good win against the next team. Just go in, try and get the win, like try and score as many goals as possible. And Newcastle just got dominated.
Yeah, Ferguson with a hat-trick.
Ferguson hat-trick.
Who'd take him out as FPL team, eh? Who would do that? I don't know someone. Oh dear. Yeah, I was amazed, to be fair. I think I need to start putting some respect on Brighton's name, because I always like go into these games think, it's just Brighton, But now it's just it's Brighton, you got to turn up for this team.
Yeah.
Because they ain't slowing down.
No, they're not. It's like it's a sign of a well-run club, to be fair. The amount of players that they've lost recently, and they just keep seeming to find other players to just slot in perfectly.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, was it Ferguson, 18-year-old, getting a hat trick?
How much is he worth?
God, he must be. If I'm trying to think of some of the predictions. I know it's early on to say, but it must be worth like at least 140 mil.
He's got I'd say more. He's got a contract to 2028. He's 18 years old. If someone was to buy him, say in January, I don't see why, and I don't see why Brian would let him go, unless it's for a massive fee.
Exactly.
Say like 200 million.
Yeah.
Unless he makes a scene, it doesn't turn up to train like Nunes.
Yeah.
Or was it Nunes or Cunha? I can't remember.
I think
whoever City got. Right.
Yeah, Nunes. Yeah, he got his move in the end, didn't he? Nunes.
Yeah. So his little tantrum got his way.
I suppose. Yeah. I guess that's footballers nowadays, isn't it? Just little divas. Toys at the pram when things don't go their way.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got to be worth something. And
yeah,
when will he start thinking, if Brighton carry on going the trajectory they are, he doesn't even need to leave.
No, they don't.
He's playing every week. He'll be playing the top competitions. So, yeah. Sky's the limit for Ferguson.
Yeah, exactly.
But for that, you put a Brighton win, and I put a draw. So 3-2 to me now. You've clawed one back on the predictions.
I honestly thought I put a Newcastle in, but I was going against what I was saying about Newcastle coming back. I just put a Brighton win.
Yeah.
What was it I was going to say? Oh yeah, Newcastle. They didn't even have a shot on target until the 87th minute.
No deal.
And then they only scored their second when Wilson scored in added time.
I just think
terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we mentioned a couple of weeks ago when they played Man City. I think they're just missing that world class or that striker. I know they got Isak, but that striker they need, that essentially was on the other team, is what they're missing.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see Ferguson at Newcastle as well.
I could see that as well. It's kind of that world class final third player, whether it's like a winger, striker, that number 10, that attacking player who'd either get you the chances or get you the goals. Someone like a Fernandes as a attacking midfielder, a Harry Kane as a striker, or like a Salah as a winger, sort of thing, who get you the goals and the assists.
Bit of magic.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like they haven't got the money to buy him, but they just seem to be kind of like Chelsea, but not really, but buying loads of sort of good players. I wouldn't call them world class, but like buying like good, maybe like Tonali. I don't even know if you would say he's world class. He's a good player.
I think the term world class gets thrown around a lot these days.
It is, yeah, it does. By world class, I mean like match winner.
I'd say world class.
Yeah, I
That's
think you're
Messi and
right.
Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Well,
just
they hire
like
the world class in terms of
yeah, I
experience.
think they hire them world class.
Right.
I
Yeah.
would say like someone who would get you the win in a tough game. I'll call them world class, or stop you from losing or conceding in like vital situations, high pressure games. That that sort
Yeah.
of play.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, we'll see. So the next game was Palace Wolverhampton, which was 3-2 to Palace, and we both put Palace win.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Yeah,
And we were saying about players not they need not the strikers for Palace need to sort of put a shift in for goals and stuff. And Edouard gets 2 this game, so that's what they needed.
they've been listening to our podcast. That's what it is. They heard what we said.
Yeah, the 4 viewers. Edouard's one of them.
Edward's one of the viewers.
Appreciate the support, Edouard. And Eze gets a goal as well for
Yeah,
Palace.
yeah. I think he'll stay this season. Next season, not sure. Or do you think he'll be another Zaha where every year it'll be, oh, will Eze leave Palace or will he not? Will he leave?
Well, if he's smart and he knows when to do his contract, then he'll get his move if he wants it. It's like, you remember when Kane signed a new contract at Spurs about
Yeah,
4 years ago? Yet he
yeah,
wanted to leave, really. Or I don't know if he wanted to leave, really, but he sort of took out his option to leave because he's there for 4 years, and Daniel Levy's like, well, we've got him for 2 years in your contract, mate. You ain't going anywhere. Why'd you sign it? And I think he sacked his brother from that, didn't he? His brother was his agent.
Oh, well, I guess someone had to be the fall guy for that. So, but
So
yeah, I don't understand it either. It was a poor decision on his point of view because I think at that point, it was kind of looking like all United needed was a striker to get them the goals, who would get them the wins that turn the sort of losses to draws, draws to wins. And Harry Kane looked to be that person to do it, but I guess
yeah,
that's
no
what could
messing
have
with
been.
Daniel. Yeah, but yeah, I think Zaha had loyalty to Palace. I think he played at Palace as a young kid through the youth system. I know
Yeah,
he left to go to United and then went back to Palace. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd be interested to see with Eze.
I thought he was from Palace Academy as well.
He probably is.
Yeah, that
So maybe he's got the same
to get the
loyalty to
same
Palace.
loyalty. Yeah,
But it's very rare because Zaha could have went so many times, but they kept declining bids, or he didn't want to leave.
yeah, not really
So,
too sure what happened in that situation, but yeah, it kind of looked like he was going to probably every top 6 team at the time, like probably linked with.
yeah, Arsenal put bids in, didn't they?
Yeah, Arsenal put bids in, just kept getting rejected. It's a shame, really, because he was a really, really good player. Just it would have been interesting to see how he would have performed in one of the bigger teams or like
Yeah,
Europe and stuff like that.
he didn't get a fair chance at United. Like, not at
Yeah,
all. And I don't even let him go. I think it was either Van Gaal or Moyes. No, it wouldn't have been
Moyes,
Moyes. So it would have been Van Gaal. He just
Van Gaal.
didn't get a chance. So how can you
Yeah,
not
it's a
have that
shame.
player and not have a chance?
Yeah,
But yeah, both put a Palace win, so 3-2 still.
3-2. Yeah,
And then 2 games left. Liverpool versus Villa. That was a pretty routine win for you.
it was. I was going into this a bit nervous because Villa have been playing really well, apart from that Newcastle result, and then we were kind of on the way up, like we were getting the wins, and then uh, after watching that, I think Villa didn't even look. I don't remember them having like many chances in that game.
And Matty Cash gets the goal for you again.
He
Just the wrong
does,
goal.
yeah. I left him in my team. Got me a solid -1.
Nice.
Uh,
And Salah didn't leave as well in the transfer window last night.
oh, thank God he didn't. It's rejected £150 million bid.
Did you get a bit
Me,
nervous, was you?
I was a little bit because I know money talks, but I don't think we had anyone lined up to replace him. So I guess it was a firm no, definitely. And I'm really happy with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just that, like I was saying before, just that match winner, just that person who would get you the goals. It was not really needed today, but it would get you the goals. Oh, Szoboszlai getting his Anfield goal. Did you see his strike?
Yeah. Yeah. Good goal. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so satisfying watching that when it just hovers above the ground. Like,
Yeah. He
that
looks
strike.
decent.
Oh, he looked really good, yeah. I wasn't too sure at first, but I think the last time I doubted a signing that Klopp made was Mane, and I mean, look how well that turned out to be. So
Bad Mane. God,
yeah,
that's you
because
should have kept that to yourself.
I should have. Yeah, it's out there now. It's out there. 'Cause I think at the time it was between him and Mkhitaryan, with Mkhitaryan being about 10, 15 million cheaper, and I thought we got the wrong end of the deal. And then after I saw how Mane played for us, I was like, yeah, I'm never doubting Klopp signings again. I mean,
Yeah. No, he's a great signing for you.
he has, yeah. Hopefully, our new signings, Szoboszlai,
Endo.
McAllister, Endo, yeah, hopefully they'll perform well.
Yeah. And then the last game, Arsenal United.
Yeah.
I mean, we put the predictions out first. So you put a draw, and I put United. So I think I just narrowly take the win this week on the predictions. Is that right? I think so.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, what a game this was, by the way. I don't know if you
Good
watched
game.
it. It was
It
end
was,
to
yeah.
end, literally. At the end of the last 20 minutes was just end to end stuff.
I got
And
slightly confused when I flicked the channel on and I was like, why are Newcastle playing 2 days in a row?
yeah, I actually quite like our kit. I
It's
quite
pretty good,
like it.
yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I know it's had mixed reaction, but I quite, yeah, it's like a classic Juve kit, but it's not black and white. It's like a really dark green and white.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
black and white. I got so confused and then I was like, I don't know. It says United there, but they're wearing a Newcastle kit.
Yeah, this game. I wasn't happy at the end of the game for a good solid hour or two.
Oh, is it the Garnacho? Would
They
it
got,
be quote unquote offside?
yeah, so they said that, well, Ten Hag said, it wasn't offside. Use one angle, VAR. Did you see the offside?
I did, yeah. I was a bit confused at what the lines were drawn on, because it didn't look like he was offside at first, and then it just said offside, and with the lines showing that it's clearly offside, but it's a bit of a weird one.
It's just like nothing in it.
I thought,
if anything, it's like,
yeah,
is that clear and obvious again?
exactly, yeah.
What
That's what I'm not
what's the
sure.
point of the linesman's or
So
lineswoman's? It's like,
yeah,
what? They're not instructed to put the flag up. They're supposed to keep it down. He thought it was onside. That's why he didn't put his flag up when we scored.
yeah.
And it's not clear and obvious, so why we get involved? I don't know. I know they check every goal, but that's just me being a bit United fan.
I guess it's not clear and obvious because oh no, so it wasn't clear and obvious, but then as it's a goal, they have to go back to look at it. But yeah, I'm
I
not
just
sure.
think, yeah, I just think you're disallowing a clear goal, really. But
Yeah.
if it was the other way though, I'd be like, yes, get in, have that,
Yeah.
And then they score in the 90 plus 6 minute. Declan Rice scores.
Declan Rice.
Jubilation from the Arsenal fans.
I've never heard that that sort of noise out at the Emirates. To be fair, that was crazy loud. When Rice scored.
I mean, maybe a foul on Johnny Evans. I'm just gonna drop that in there. Him and Gabriel just holding each other and just blocking each other off. But yeah, if you're gonna finish a game with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire on the pitch, the Leicester centre backs from 2017, it's not good, is it?
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I saw Johnny Evans for United. I was like, I time travelled back here. I was like, Johnny Evans for United.
I think they wanted like a guy from who won the Premier League at United now. As soon as De Gea left, he was gone. He was the last one, so they brought Johnny Evans back. It's like, yeah, he won the Prem. Get that Prem experience in.
Yeah.
Oh dear, what a mess.
I did see United's. So is it Varane out? What's his name?
So yeah, Varane injured. Martinez came off injured, and Maguire came on. And then Lindelof came off injured, and Johnny Evans came on.
And then Shaw
I
out,
think.
Mount out. And now I don't know if we should talk about this, but the Anthony.
Yeah, also with Anthony.
Yeah.
Is he going to be suspended?
Yep. That's.
And then Sancho came out after the game. Did you see that? See about that?
Yeah, he said I'm not going to be an scapegoat or like a fall guy. So it's not. Like...
I couldn't believe it. What is he doing? Putting a post on social media. If I was Sancho, I'd go in his office Monday morning or whenever you see him. So why are you calling me out and stuff like that?
It's just that,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just like some of these conversations should happen in private.
I mean, it's a fair reason, isn't it? If Ten Hag thinks he hasn't trained hard enough,
yeah, exactly.
He's saying it to the media. People like saying, "Oh, he's throwing him under the bus," stuff like that. And Sancho's come out and said, "I've trained well." Yeah, but you might be training well from your point of view, but from the point of view of the manager, you're not training hard enough.
Yeah, it's just not good enough.
So
it doesn't really make sense, to be honest.
Seems we're in a bit of a jam at United at the moment. It seems a bit of a mess, actually. I think the one positive from that game in the end was Højlund coming on. He looked very good.
Did he?
From my point of view, because he didn't have much to do, but he was a focal point up front. He was putting himself about, looked strong in there. He was blocking the ball off. It was like had a few tussles with Gabriel. Ten Hag said he should have got a penalty. I don't know about that one. I don't think it was. Yeah, but he looked. And it was nice to see someone come in and, other than Martial, who just trots around, does nothing. He comes on for 20 minutes and looks really good, from my point of view.
Oh, that's good. That is good. Because I shouldn't really be saying this being a Liverpool fan, but I suppose you got like one of the signings that Ten Hag's done looks to be positive.
Yeah, and I think it's actually finally a signing he hasn't worked with, which is nice. So I don't like all these signings where it's a player he's previously worked with. Like, there are other talents out there, you haven't worked with.
Yeah, I've never been a sort of. If I was a manager, I don't think I would stick with a player because I like him, because you just need to see what the team needs at the moment and how, like, what would fit in. Like, you can't just buy them because he works well with me at another club, but he might not be the player that your current club needs.
Yeah, and it also makes your market smaller.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also the sign of a good manager, where you can go in a bunch of players you never worked with before, sign players that you never worked with, and you can get the best out of them.
Yeah.
So it's your job as a manager to do that. You don't really need people helping you on that. It's just your job to do it. That's why you're employed, to get the best out of your team, to get results.
Yeah, definitely. But overall, I think the game could have gone either way. It went Arsenal's way. 3-1 in the end.
Yeah.
And United looked more solid for 90 minutes. Well, I wouldn't say 85 minutes, let's say.
Was it when Maguire?
When we had those at the back.
I was a bit shocked, actually not shocked, a bit surprised that Maguire didn't leave to West Ham, because I feel like if Maguire just had the spotlight off him for a bit, no real pressure at West Ham, it would have got the best out of him again.
Yeah. Well, we'll use that to change gears with the England squad announcement.
Yeah.
And that he's got in the England squad with Kalvin Phillips as well. Who aren't really playing a lot. So do you think
Henderson, who's
Henderson
playing in the Saudi league, just, I mean,
what do you think about this?
To be honest, Maguire, I think every time he puts on an English shirt, he does perform. But Phillips, I mean, it's a bit like, I don't think we need to pick him. But then again, like, our other midfielders are just Bellingham, Henderson, Rice, Gallagher, and I think it was Trent that was named, but he's injured now, so I don't know who's going to replace him, or if anything's been said about that. Yeah, it's just, I guess we kind of had to pick him because he's played with England before, like a good midfielder, but just lack of game time really. So would he be up for playing 90 minutes? I guess depends if he gets a start. We'll see.
Who's that, Hendo?
No, Kalvin Phillips.
Oh, right.
If he could play the 90 minutes for England, or would he just be gassed out after like 60? Or
I like Kalvin Phillips. I think he hasn't had any chance at City. I think it's pretty. What's the point buying him?
Yeah, I thought with Gundogan leaving, I thought, oh, for sure, Phillips would get his chance now. So like almost a like for like midfielder. But still didn't get a chance.
And how much they buy him for? About 50 million, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. It's like something that expensive.
See, I might be wrong here, but if that's at a different club, say United, Liverpool, or Chelsea, and they're leaving that player on the bench, there's a media storm about that. Like, why are you playing him? Why have you got this money on the bench? Like when Van der Beek signed, so why are you not playing Van der Beek?
Yeah.
And for City, it just seems nothing. There's not much to comment about it. It's the same with Grealish. Like with his first season, didn't really play. I think there was some like, why aren't you playing him? But there's no real comment about it. I don't understand from a media point of view why you're saying that to other clubs and then not this example.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I mean, they normally do back a lot of the media back the English players, probably hype them up a bit too much, and then it gets in their head. But yeah, that's probably still a conversation for another time. But yeah, I'm not too sure why that's. Maybe because like when he moved from Leeds, it just had his. Was it the one season in the Prem or a couple of seasons in the Prem? And then
in a couple of years, he played in the Euros, done well.
Yeah. It's just a bit of a weird one. Maybe because he was out of the spotlight because he was injured for a fair bit.
I think City just getting their English players up.
Yeah, that's definitely the reason why the homegrown players quota is met.
Yeah, a lot of City bashing probably here, so
yeah,
we love it.
yeah.
Anyway, so I mean, I agree with the Maguire one. He hasn't let England down, so he should probably be included.
Yeah,
so it's start the season anyway. So
yeah,
he hasn't not played all the time throughout the season. There's been 4 games.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was thinking about Henderson and Phillips. Have both been reliable for England whenever they've played as well. So I was thinking, if you weren't going to pick them, who would you pick to be in that centre mid position for England? Because you've got Rice, you got Gallagher, Bellingham, and you did have Trent as a midfielder, but he's injured now. So
I think England lack those midfielders. Quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we had like Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, and all that.
Yeah.
Beckham. We had like a proper midfield. We had too many midfielders in that generation who were really good, and now we sort of lacked that. That core unit of players as a midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. It's not so much the attacking midfielders that we lack. It's some more sort of centre mid or like defensive midfielders that we're lacking in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know really who we could have picked.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of midfielders off the top of my head. I can't really think of any that would get in. Yeah, it's just a bit of a strange one with our midfield and defence now as well, because we got Mings, Stones, Dyer. Well, Mings and Stones are injured. Dyer hasn't. I don't think he's in the Spurs squad. And
No, I don't think they want him.
they don't want him.
That's what I heard the other day.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's just that. So our defence is looking very inexperienced. So we got Chilwell. He's experienced. Colwell, that Levi Colwell, Lewis Dunk, Guehi, Tamori, Trippier, Walker, and Maguire. So it's a bit of a mixture of inexperienced and experienced players.
Aston Mori not getting the squad.
He's
Is
in
he
the squad
this time? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in the squad this time. Yeah. And then you got, I think, a first time call up for Nketiah and Eze, I think. I'm not sure if
no, Eze's played before. I think
he's played before. Okay. So yeah, so it's good to see that from. So like forwards wise, we've got quite a good sort of young upcoming forward team with Eze, Foden, Grealish, Maddison and Nketiah, Rashford, Saka, and then the only older person is Kane.
Yeah, and we're playing Ukraine. And who's the other game? Scotland.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
That should be a good one.
What day is that? Do you know?
I know we're playing tomorrow. I think we're playing Ukraine tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then
we're playing on Tuesday. At Scotland as well, 7:45. It's a friendly.
Oh, is it? Oh, friendly. All right.
That should be a good one.
Yeah, that should be a good one. I was surprised with the England squad that there is no Sterling with all this sort of inexperienced players. Surely you want an experienced player to be in the squad. Yeah, no Sterling in that squad.
Interesting. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't
it? Because I thought Southgate likes him.
I thought he did as well.
In terms of he always picks him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I was shocked at that one. That's probably the one player in the squad, picked or not picked, that I'm most shocked about, is why did Sterling not get picked in the squad?
Yeah, because he looks dangerous when he plays for Chelsea. Still, he's not.
Yeah, he does.
Playing poorly.
No, he's not. He's probably been their best player.
Yeah, so I'm surprised by that. There were people wanted Bowen and Ward-Prowse.
Oh, Ward-Prowse, that centre mid, that could probably, yeah. Ward-Prowse.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, I forgot about those two. Yeah. Maybe Ward-Prowse could have got it instead of Phillips, but that's about it really.